Good morning, Reflection MCC. We're going to start kind of upbeat this morning. Everybody ready to start clapping? Are we really ready to start clapping? Well, that was very good. I'm glad. Wow, I so did not expect that. All right, we're going to give the team a little bit of rhythm this morning. So we're going to go something like... Good morning, Reflection MCC. Things look a little different this morning, yeah? That's because we're going to continue our conversation from last week. And hopefully this will be insightful. it will be revealing for who we are going to be in the future. Let's go over really quick the announcements. Miss Kathleen's memorial service. No, we're not going there. Okay, thanks. Sorry. Miss Kathleen's memorial service will be right here in our sanctuary on 10/5. Following church, the time is still to be determined, so more to come on that. We have a super fun pet blessing. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry, you guys. We have a pet blessing coming up on October 5th as well. So bring your pets, all of your pets, whether they have fur or no fur, or 4 legs or 2 legs, or I hope they all have legs, but it's okay if they don't. Whatever works for you. You can, oh, whoa, no legs. Think about that. This just popped into my head. Do you think Pastor Sharon's ADD? Whoa, there it came to me. A snake. A snake has no legs, right? Ooh, that kind of just freaked my own mind out. Let's move along before I really go down a bad path. Gary. We have regular church service that morning, and then the pet blessing during fellowship, and then Miss Kathleen's memorial will be sometime after that. Okay, the book study. Let's see. Are we skipping Wednesday? No? Okay, thank you. Book study. So book study is this Wednesday night. The book is super awesome. If you have not gotten your copy of it, please. It's really, really good. And it's a great adjunct to all the work that we've been doing here in church. So join the book study at 7 p.m. on Wednesday evenings, and it is sure to be an awesome conversation. Just not correct. That's what that says. Not this Wednesday, but the following Wednesday. Somehow I kind of knew that. Okay, so let's take a look really quick at kind of what's next for us. Actually, we're going to, here, I got this. Last week, we journeyed through some dreaming. Folsom Pride. My bad. I really don't do announcements well. I never have. So anyway, Folsom Pride. Okay, so every time I come to the church, I get to pass the sign over on Folsom Auburn Road, and it is so cool to see the Folsom Family Pride stuff there. I just wish it had all the rainbow colors on it, but that's okay. Hey, step in the right direction. So we are looking for volunteers to run the booth, and if you want to do anything else, I'm not sure who's coordinating Folsom Family Pride. Molly, are you also coordinating us?
So two things on Folsom Family Pride. One, the umbrella of the coordinators, the Mollys, the Sarahs, are looking for volunteers to help with the overall event. And you can reach out with that QR code. And Reflection MCC is having a booth at the food. Reach out to me. The event is from 10 to 2. So we got a little bit of setup, a little bit of cleanup and put away. So it's not a huge, long day. So both sides of the event need help. Setup, volunteers working throughout the event, and I'm sure clean up. And then our booth needs assistance too.
Yeah, and I would say that the church's booth is probably the one that here. I would say that the church's booth is probably the one that needs some more volunteers. We've had a lot of great response so far, so we're in good shape, I think, as far as the event is concerned. But the booth would probably be great, and we'd love to see you all out there. I'm going to be going afterwards, after church, to talk about if anybody has any questions in general about the event. I know that there's a lot of interest in it. So, yeah, thanks.
Thank you, Molly. Oh, and I almost forgot. The Halloween party. That's going to be on October 31st. Lots more to come on that. We're going to have dinner. We're going to dance. We're going to have stuff. I'm not exactly sure everything yet because my mind is going in 50 different directions. But I can guarantee that come the first part of October, my mind will focus solely on this. And it's sure to be a good time. Gary. Absolutely, we're doing costumes. Oh, yeah, we are doing costumes. Absolutely. Okay, and I think we've got one more. Ooh, the Folsom Queer Community Support Group meets here, I think it's every other Thursday, the second Tuesday of the month. I have brand new glasses and I still can't read that. That's kind of scary. Anyway, if you would like to participate in that, it's awesome. It's a great opportunity for reflection just to be present and be able to hear what folks are saying, and super, super cool. Sue.
And also on October 11th, since the family pride fair ends at 7 o'clock, At 7 o'clock, the Sacramento Women's Chorus is going to be singing at the Sophia at 7. So go home, clean up afterwards, and go home, take a shower, and please come and be with us. Thank you.
Awesome. Anything I missed? Any other announcements? Okay. Okay, now I get to read my part. Okay, here we go. Last week, we journeyed through some dreaming, remembering who we have been, naming who we are, and visioning into who we want to be. We are continuing that journey and that conversation today. Maybe some of you weren't here last week and want to participate. Maybe you have thought about it through the week and have more to add. We are going to give some time to travel the stations again, but first, let's enter into an attitude of prayer. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want We want to see you. Holy, 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 we want to see you. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. We want to see you. We want to see you. Open the eyes of our we want to see you.
Our first scripture reading this morning is from Isaiah 43:18 through 19. Forget the events of the past. Ignore the things of long ago. Look, I am doing something new. Now it springs forth. Can't you see it? I'm making a road in the desert. I'm settling rivers to flow in the wasteland.
The second reading is Galatians 6, 9, and 10. Never grow tired of doing good. We will reap a harvest at the proper time if we don't grow weary. So while we still have time, do good to all, and especially to those of the household of faith.
So let's consider for a moment each one of the stations. And hopefully last week you had an opportunity to really prayerfully stop at each station and think about what each station means to you. And if it doesn't fit just right, how can we better fit? Sorry about that. How can it better fit us in the future? So take your time at each of the stations. Really give it thought on what it is that you're looking for out of Reflection MCC in the future. Let's take a moment to consider each of the stations. Prayer. Inasmuch as we prayed together for wisdom and discernment, we ask that each of us would make prayer central to this process, that we would ask God what God would have us do. Stop at the prayer station and listen. Light a candle as a visual reminder of God illuminating through our petitions and our praises. The candles are near the front row so that you can sit and pray for as long as you would like. Offering. Our offering will be part of this time. We are always grateful for what you are able and willing to do as support for Reflection MCC. Make the time of giving a time of gratitude for those who are able to give. Offer gratitude for the abundance God has granted. For those who may not be able to give, offer gratitude for the many ways that you do give. Know that we are sincerely grateful for all. Joe, that's not working.
Holy moly. Timeline. On the table in the back is a timeline that simply states who we are, and who do we want to be. Take your time at this station. Think about the first time you came through the doors. Who was Reflection MCC to you? Think about now, the things that you that get you up on Sunday morning to be here, and then dream into the future. Who can we become? What should define us? How do you want Reflection MCC to be explained to the person down the street? What makes us different?
The puzzle pieces. This is a station with puzzle pieces hanging from the sign. The sign reads, "Every piece matters." What is your piece? What do you commit to RMCC? You may have more than one. Feel free. We have plenty of pieces. Write on one or more pieces and put them on the puzzle that is being built. Then take one that is hanging and write your words on it. That one is for you to keep. Put it around your neck and remember the commitment you are willing to make to grow RMCC.
Core values. Finally, there is a sign that has our core values on it. It describes each one. We are asking you to let us know how you view each value. If it is not something we are living or something that doesn't fit us, put a red dot under it. If it is something that absolutely describes us, put a green dot under it. If you feel neutral, put a yellow dot under it. Is there anything else that you can see as a core value of reflection? If so, write it on the index card and tape it to the center column.
We will take less time this week as we have already done the bulk of the work. But after, we will have some conversations. Before we begin, let's pray in song one more time.
Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes
So let's take a minute and take a little visit with each station.
Executive Cluster de la Familia at Disney California Adventure Park. What would you remember? To remember the story
All right, as we're finishing up, if you feel comfortable, if you could move kind of maybe towards the front of the church, we're just going to have a real quick kind of conversation about what we've been going through the past 2 weeks. Newton coming through. So what I'd like you to do is think about a post that you made this week or last week, and if you're willing to share what you found most helpful or meaningful in one of those Post-it notes that you put up through the room, or something on the puzzle, something that really stood out to yourself and was like, wow, that really makes a difference to me. Anyone like to share? Oh, so an example. Of course, I only participated today in it, but what meant the most to me, that made a difference in my thought process, was a puzzle, and it didn't fit around the neck, but it was about patience. So that's just one station where I went and I put something that really stood out for me. And it can be any station. Maybe not the prayers or the money, but where you put a post-it note or wrote on a puzzle piece. Anyone that was like, that was extremely powerful or very important to me.
So one of the things that I noticed last week was a lot of words like ethnicity and kids, youth, men. And I started thinking about that during the week, and I thought, wow, these are conversations that we've had for so many years. It's growing the church. It's what sustains the church, what can sustain the church. And I started really thinking about, wow, how are we going to live into that in the future? What are we going to do differently in the future in order to manifest this and make it happen? I don't have the answer. That's not my job, but it really struck me that was a common thread throughout everything.
And it will definitely take many voices. It's not just on the shoulder of one person or people. It will definitely take the whole village to make changes or to keep things that we are doing.
I want to piggyback on what you said, because I think we're missing a whole bunch of pockets of people, and we are not those pockets. Otherwise, people like us would come to the church. So, when I was going to seminary, they said, well, if you're missing different populations of people, what you need to do is put them so they're visible in worship, so that will draw more people. Well, most of us are just what we look like. And the people that we want to have come to our group, we're not up there. Racial, ethnic, young people, men, all those groups. You got to have leadership up there, visible, so that they go, oh, I could relate to that. I want to be part of that. And then you'll get people to come. It's kind of like Field of Dreams. If you are visible there, people will come. And I don't know how you do that, but I think that's one area we should be able to try for.
And I think that's what the strategic planning is all about. Seeing what parts of the puzzle are missing, and are those pieces that we need, and if we really need them and we really strongly believe in them, how do we reach out to them, and how do we change us to make whoever them they is feel comfortable coming in here, or is it us going out here? Is it not on a Sunday? Wide variety of discussions to come off of these ideas and gifts.
I have an idea as far as bringing younger people, junior high and high school probably, or smaller, I guess, if they fit. What grade is this school behind us?
It's a middle school.
Middle school?
Yes.
Because I was thinking if we were to offer a place to come and play music, if kids have, they play certain instruments, maybe they could come and they could play here, get together, do a together thing. I don't know that the high schools here have a gay student alliance. Is that what it's called? GSA? But if they do, then we could tell a person in that could spread the word. You don't just have to be gay, but that's all I could think of.
Wait, one more thing. I think we think we're welcoming and we think we can draw these people, but that's what a lot of churches say. Oh, we welcome everybody, but you know what? We're not doing it, so it's not going to happen.
So, I guess I've been part of an effort where it was with Lakeside Church, and when I was with another worship band, our drummer was an intern with Lakeside, and we would go there early on their Wednesdays, and we would offer essentially worship practice. Like we would get together, and then we would teach whoever's interested in guitar. Why don't you come over here, and we'll teach you, how to worship, or some tips. If you're interested in drums, come over here. If you're interested in keys, go over there. I do think that there's a great point. You do have the room of a sanctuary. You have a drum set here, and that's something that a lot of kids don't have access to. And it's right around the corner. I'm actually moving this week to within a mile of here, and so I'd be available to maybe do something like that if it was something that people were interested in. But yeah, I like the idea, and I think I've personally seen how worship, not necessarily the Sunday morning kind, but just really what we were trying to do is teach them how to worship so they could take that back. And for me, worship was something I learned in my garage with a booklet that I got at junior high, youth group, and I just wanted to find a way to get to that same level of peace in my heart at home that I was able to find, when I was in church. So I think that there's ways of doing that.
Great ideas. I'm going to move us forward a little bit into the next question. What are we doing that we should keep doing? What do you like that we're doing that we should keep doing? I'll start. Winter shelter. We should keep doing it. Other things that we have done or are currently doing. Feeding the unhoused. Pride And I'm going to say 3 prides, and maybe there's 4 or 5 down the road. But the Placer, the Sacramento, and the Folsom, just listed in order of when they occur.
This is something that I've been tasked with in Lodi. There are a lot of people who need to go into a program, but they won't because they have a dog. So they were asking if I can find a way that somebody could foster their dog while they're in the program, which could be up to 6 months. So I've been trying to figure out how to do that.
I would say directly with that answer, is reach out to Front Street in Sacramento. They have that program. When somebody's in transitional housing, the dog remains its ownership. But Front Street steps in as a helper to get them through that transitional housing, or if their dog is injured on the street and that dog goes into temporary foster, they get their dog back, city pays for the program. So other things we're doing great that you want to see us continue to do, or good.
So when you mentioned Pride, neighboring counties, our county, is El Dorado County non-existent Pride? Or is it just a question mark?
They have had, which would be in the Placer area, they have had prides. It's just a matter of tapping in and what our resources are. I'm not ruling it out. It just needs more research. Yeah, absolutely. Did everybody hear that? So Karen is saying that what we do good is music, and we need to continue that strength of our music during services. Anyone else want to share on what we are doing good?
I think just being sanctuary in general, I think especially for being kind of a bridge for the LGBT community and Jesus, and being able to meet people where they're at.
I just have one more, and maybe somebody has it too. I think we're very good at reaching out to our extended church family when somebody is hurting, and that means in multiple ways. One last question I want you to think about. What are we doing that you think maybe we should not be doing? Hey, you never know. You know that someone goes, man, that really drives me crazy when we do that. I really wish we wouldn't do that.
Okay, so what I said was I just want to dovetail. And you said that we're really good about reaching out to members and people that have attended. And I respectfully disagree. I have seen several instances where there's people in our congregation. I've seen several people in our congregation that are struggling, and nobody ever reaches out. And I mean, I hear it, and I know there's times when we haven't been here because one of us or both of us are struggling, and nobody ever reaches out. And it makes me feel. I'm going to talk about me now. It makes me feel like I'm disconnected, and that's a very sad place to be. I was a part of MCCRE forever, it feels like, and that connection never was severed. And as far as if we were in trouble, just by our absence, people knew that something was going on and reached out to us, and that I don't see that happening as often as it should. And I'm willing to step up and say, I'll be one of the people that reaches out to others. I'm willing to put my money where my mouth is, so to speak. But I do think we can be better at making sure that we're all okay, because I can tell you that I'm not the only one in this congregation that has had episodes where I'm just not okay. And I felt very alone, and it shouldn't be that way, because I know we all love each other and care about each other, and everybody in this room is very important to us. but sometimes we feel pretty isolated. Part of it is that we live in Stockton, okay? I mean, that is challenging, but I know that we're not the only family that lives outward. We don't all live here in Folsom or close by. So I think we can improve. And I don't mean this to be a harsh criticism. I'm just saying that sometimes I think we miss the mark there. Anyway.
That is completely fair, and that are the things that we want to hear and to know about. That, okay, maybe we're doing it here, but we're not doing it here.
Can I piggyback on that? I think what you're saying, and I think this is true of most of the MCCs and churches I've been with, is maybe a need to have a more formal, what is often called a hospitality team. And it sounds like maybe you're volunteering to, okay, we thank you for that, I thank you for that. But I think more informally, I think we do a really good job, but we could be more comprehensive and maybe thank you. Great idea.
I agree with you, Deb, and I agree with you, Gary. I think communication is the key, and a lot of times, not just about health or mental, emotional issues, but just knowing what's going on. I know we're supposed to be paperless and everything like that, but sometimes things pop up and it's like, I didn't know we were doing that. So somehow to improve our communication so that the board knows what it's doing, but sometimes the congregation members go, what are we doing? What happens at the conference? It's just a lack of connection somehow. And I'm the old-fashioned type that reads things and like that, and probably it's online somewhere, and I just don't get to it. So maybe in worship we could say, okay, these are the things that are important, and these are happening, because I'm maybe too old to do all that computer stuff that's online.
My concern is that some people might not want to open up. So maybe if they wrote it on a card and know that somebody's reading it, acknowledging it, it's when, to let everybody know. I don't know.
So I wanted to say something as well. And this is hard to say, but I think as we want to do all these things, bring all these people in, and grow, we're also relying on the same people over and over and over again to cover all our existing tasks. And for me, I'm speaking myself, I love doing this. It's exhausting. There's a lot of the tasks that we all enjoy. I enjoy it, but it's exhausting. And we're a small group. We're a mighty group. But it feels like it's always the same people over and over again. And we have to rely on each other to lift each other up and to continue these tasks. So we do need to figure out how to get more people in to help with that. It's not a matter that we are or are not acknowledging everyone that we have, because everyone here is doing a vital role and keeps our church going. But it is exhausting for all of us, and we need to figure out how to change that.
I hear what Karen is saying, that we need to grow, and we need to also grow inward as far as additional tasks. And when we're looking for people, not immediately, but after they're feeling comfortable, of inviting them into, because a lot of people, you put down a sign-up sheet, and it's not going to get full. It's about asking, Molly, will you? I really need your skill. I see what you're doing, and I feel you could contribute XYZ. All right, great feedback, and I've been making some notes. Go ahead.
I just want to dovetail on what you said. I used that word twice, but I'm getting back to it because we were on a different subject. Oh, I'm sorry. I hate microphones. I'm not a fan of microphones. Anyway, what I do want to say is that one of the ways that I felt we connected as a body was during prayer time, sharing our prayers and our concerns. And I'm guessing that it was done away with because for brevity's sake and trying to get things moving a little, getting us out of here sooner. But we lost something, in my opinion, when we got rid of that. That was our time to share with one another the joys, the sorrows, what's going on, where we need prayerful support. And we don't have that anymore. And be honest with you, I don't want to write it on a slip of paper and hope that somebody down the road will pray for it. That doesn't work well for me personally. There's power in feeling everybody praying over a situation that's breaking your heart. There's power in that. And when you're in real time and that's happening, it makes a huge difference. It connects us. And for me, okay, I can worship God anywhere I am. Standing at the sink, washing dishes, tending my chickens. I don't need a place. I come to church to be fed and for community. If I don't have a sense of community, it makes it hard for me to want to get up and drive over an hour to get here on a Sunday morning. I need that connection. And prayer was one of the ways we did that. So I don't know if there's a way for the board to reinstate our prayer time, but make it with the understanding that we will be brief, not long-winded like I'm being right now. But I think it's important. It's important to the cohesiveness of this body of people. We have to feel connected. We are being attacked from every angle these days. We are, and we have to be able to have a safe place to come and know that we are who we are and we're safe here, and to be connected. Anyway, I'll quit rambling now, but there you go.
I don't know how things were before, but I certainly have been parts of prayer and worship nights, like, hey, once a month, on a weekday night, getting together and spending like an entire couple of hours just doing nothing but prayer and worship, where we can take breaks to ask for prayers and spend some time praying over people. I don't know if that's something that would be helpful for that. And the other thing I wanted to say is, I think what you all do that's amazing. I think the average person who goes to church here does an incredible amount of work within the church. Like, that's it blows me away. I mean, just the fact that, we've talked about this before, but like the winter shelter stuff, the church of this size is able to stock that. What I've seen before is churches, unfortunately, and I'm not saying that this is the case, but there are certain types of people that like to volunteer, and then there are people within the churches that need volunteers, and then ultimately you start seeing people get burnt out. And I think that one of the ways to help out with that would be, I've seen it happen to friends of mine, and if the church were to find a way to offer some sort of counseling service or some way to be able to help them out when they're in a situation where they need that kind of emotional support, I think that would go a long way to keeping people from being burnt out. And it sounds like we might have some assets within the church that have some background in terms of therapy and would be a great resource for that. So.
There's a few. I'm going to move away from that question, but if you have additional comments, please see me afterwards. We'll jot them down. I wrote down your idea of prayer, community prayer out loud. That is not the board's responsibility. It is the worship design team responsibility. I wrote it down, worship, design, prayer time. Right there. Evening prayer time, because I know we've got the morning one, but not everybody's ready to up or able at 8 a.m. There's a variety. It's what works, what's the balance. So one last question before we move into communion. In 5 years, What is your biggest dream for Reflection Metropolitan Community Church?
To bring our music out into the community. And I piggyback what Ellen said, we need to get out there, period.
The building is awesome, and as Sharon says, she's not the church, she's the leader. This is a great building. All the buildings here are great buildings. But how many people are just going to walk through that door? There will be some, but we got to go out there and extend that reach. So my 5-year dream for Reflection is that we have, in 5 years, we have a regular attendance of 40. We're around 20s. And that we have some part-time paid staff to support our pastor. Taking some of the pressure off of our board and getting them to dream and do their work. We have a very working nonprofit board, which is unusual, but it's very doable. Other dreams for what you see for Reflection in 5 years.
I mean, you said dream big. Revival. Revival through reconciliation with the LGBT community and the church.
My concern is what's going on right now with the evangelical Christians. I always want to let people know that I'm not a Christian, because that's where a lot of people's head automatically goes. So I don't know how to make this church visible as not one of those kind of churches. And I think that money is needed to do a lot of things. And one thing that I've always thought, because we have this industrial kitchen, why not make tri-tip sandwiches for a drive-through or tri-tip where people could just drive through and buy lunch or dinner. And then maybe we have the worship team out there and they're singing out there upbeat songs, you know? Like on Sister Act where the kids come in, you know, because they hear that music.
That is a good dream. That is a really good dream. All dreams are good. And, we got a dream in the back.
I got lots of them, but I think, one, I would love to see $50,000 in our bank account that is just there as an emergency, whatever, or we need this, whatever. I would like to see a permanent sign out on the street that says Reflection MCC on it. I would also like, along with Liz, to see these seats filled so that we do have more people contributing, not just financially, but physically in our community. And then I would love to see in 5 years or sooner other community groups asking us to come talk at their group, at their events, to tell our story, but also seek us out about our knowledge of LGBTQ people and how to help guide them to accept us and everyone else in the community. I want us to be that forefront.
Any other dreams that anyone like to share? And of course, you can talk to myself or Deb or Sue. We're all board members.
We need to coordinate with Journey Church. Our music, we can coordinate with Journey Church. They do not have music other than the piano, and I don't think we've ever offered that.
She said coordinating our music as outward into the congregation with Journeys, because all they have is a wonderful pianist. They used to have more, but they too have numbers challenges at times, and maybe there's some additional partnerships. Their new pastor just started today, so I know that there will be dialogue between our pastor and their pastor and what that looks like. and what it helps build their dream and our dream. I just want to share one quick thing, and I'm going to give it over to Ellen to bless the communion, is that, we're continually talking about safety, preparedness, emergency strategies, and I reached out and I got us a grant for one AED. And all of a sudden we had two AEDs. Well, through our efforts, I'm going to say, this is my opinion only, is that Journey now is going to have two AEDs also. So we're going to have a portable one that if we feel we need to take it to Folsom Pride or to Placer County Pride or wherever on a camp out, we have a completely portable one. There'll be one in the fellowship. There'll be one in here. And I think there's going to be one in their admin building. So little seeds do grow into big things.
Okay. Oh, yes. There we go. Communion's my favorite thing because it's about food and not just food. It's about food for the heart and spirit. So this is the best part. I mean, we had a really good worship, but this is the best part because we get to eat and we get to, anyway. So the night that Jesus was betrayed, he took the bread and he broke it. And he said, "This is my body broken for you. Whenever you do this in remembrance of me." In the same way, he took the cup after supper and said, "This cup is the cup of the new covenant. Whenever you drink this, do this together and do this in remembrance of me." And so when Jesus did this, the bread and the cup symbolize all he did, all the love that he put into not just us, but into the whole world. So as we take communion today, we're going to take the bread and take the cup. We'll gather in a circle, and we will take this together. All right? So I'll give us a short prayer before we start. Oh, God, this is just a time for joyful worship and just thoughtful prayers. And we just thank you for your presence, not just in our midst, but in our hearts and as we go on from here. So be with us as we gather for communion and help us to know that your spirit, your love is always with us. We pray this in your holy name. Amen. Please come forward.
Hello. Oh, we're ready. We're ready. All right, celebrations.
Well, Gina and Jill left, but they have a new baby in their lives. And another one. Today, Tammy, who comes to church, she lives in Lodi. It's her birthday today. So she's with her granddaughter, who also has the same birthday today. She's in San Jose with her family.
Yes, Judo Soul, can't remember the last name, was born around 3 a.m. And because they're in a very small room at the hospital in Vacaville, the grandparents and everybody else kind of has a time slot. So the room doesn't come, and the baby and the mom and the dad, but everybody's doing quite well. Very healthy little boy. Celebrations.
Happy birthday. And Deb Goling and I have a birthday on Thursday.
I had a fabulous birthday, turning 65. All day long I said, it's my birthday. We're at the top of Palisades, Tahoe area that used to be known as Squaw Valley. Guess what, guys? It's my birthday. We're playing miniature golf. It's my birthday. I think it got a little old. Hey, birthday week, birthday month. So we're still in it. We're in it. Any other celebrations, special events that anyone wants to share? With that,
let's do our closing song. More love, more power, more of you in my life. More love, more power, more of you in my life. And I will worship you. Our service time is over. No. Our worship is, I get it wrong every time. Our worship is over. Let our service begin.